Welcome to all to welcome to all to meet IAS Academy. Today we have to see preliminary test syllabus one, general studies on history of India and the Indian national movement is most important topic. Is the most important topic in general studies paper. Ten or more questions. Um, um, 10 or more questions come from this topic. Example 2024 preliminary question. With reference to the Government of India Act 1935. The Government of India Act 1935 is a major topic in history of India and in the Indian national movement. Consider the following statements. Please consider this. First statement, it provided the establishment of All India Federation based on the union of the British India provinces and the princely states. It provided for the Government of India Act 1935 provided for the establishment. It provided uh, establishment of in All India Federation. All India Federation, including Union of British India provinces and the princely states. The British India provinces and the princely states. First segment. Second segment is Defense and the Foreign Affairs Department were kept under the control of the federal legislatures. Some departments and foreign affairs. Some departments were kept under the control of the central legislature. Legislature. Defense and foreign affairs were kept under the control of the federal legislature. Which of the segments given above is are correct? A one only, B two only, C both one and two, D neither one nor two. The Government of India Act 1935, 35, RBI was established by this act. Federal court, as like a Supreme Court, federal court was established by this act. Provincial autonomy, provincial autonomy had been provided by this act. Burma separated from India by this act. Next, Burma separated. These are the features of the Indian Government of India Act 1935. The proposed All India Federation never materialized due to lack of support from princely states, but fully but can I we the Governor General and the provincial governors British governors retained overriding powers limiting real autonomy. Retained overriding powers limiting real autonomy and these limitations of the Government of India Act 1935. One of the limitation is the Governor General and the provincial governors retained overriding powers limiting real autonomy. The provincial autonomy was provided by this act, but the Governor General and the provincial governors retained overriding powers limiting real autonomy. Communal awards and the separate electorates further divided into Indian society. The continued use of emergency power by British authority under the democratic principles uh, allowed to Indian leaders to form a provincial government, not government. It aimed to grant autonomy to Indian provinces and establish a federal structure for the country, though the federal system was never fully implemented. Federal system was never fully implemented, never fully implemented. So both one or two correct. It provided for the establishment of All India Federation based on the Union of the British India provinces and the princely states. Defense and foreign affairs were kept under the control of the federal legislature. Which one of the following given is are correct? One only, two only, two only. See both and one and two. See neither one nor two. RBI was established by this act. Federal court was established by this act. The Government of India Act, the Government of India Act was provided provincial autonomy, and Burma separated from India by this act. So, by this act. The federal system, all India federal system, this act was provided. All India federation system was provided by this act. So it provided are not fully implemented. The Government of India Act is not fully implemented this All India federal system, but partially implemented. So it provided for the establishment of an All India Federation based on the union of the British India provinces and princely states is correct, but not fully implemented, partially implemented. So All India Federation Union of British it is a first effort to make All India Federation system. So the first one is correct. Defense and foreign affairs, where some departments were kept under the control of the federal legislature. So defense and foreign affairs is the most important departments, like as international relative departments. So defense and foreign affairs was kept under the control of the federal legislature under the act of the Indian Government Act 1935. So both one and two correct. Which of the statements given is are above correct? Both one and two. Defense and foreign affairs were kept under the control of the federal legislature. Depends upon this act. It provide for the establishment of all India Federation based on the Union British India provinces and princely states. All India Federation consists of British India provinces and consisted or including British India provinces and the princely states. Princely states. The implement the so both one and two correct. Once again we have to see what are the features of this act. One is RBI, Reserve Bank of India was established by this act. Federal court or like as federal court or Supreme Court was established by this act. Provincial autonomy was provided by this act. Burma separated from India. This act allowed Indian leaders to form provincial government through the elections. So these are all the features of this act. Thank you so much for watching. Uh, Thank you so much for watching. The syllabus based question paper example only was given. Uh, is given. So, the history of India and Indian national movement is the most important topic in IAS preliminary examinations. You have to fully focus this subject. You can answer 10 or more questions. So, history of India and Indian national movement is a major topic in general studies paper 1. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. All the best. All the best.